Hello everyone, welcome to Language. In this video, we're going to try to recreate a website using HTML and CSS. Okay, so one of the ways that I improve my HTML CSS skills is I just go online and I look for a website that I like. Okay, so for example, this fitness website. This is a website you create for a local fitness place. So whenever I see a website I like, I try to recreate a website using my own HTML and CSS code. All right. The point of this video is not to plagiarize, copy someone's stuff and make it your own. That's not it. We're just trying to recreate it so we can use that to improve our CSS and HTML skills. All right, I think this is a good practice, especially for those of you that are starting to learn coding HTML and CSS. It's a good way to improve your skills. Okay, so again, like I said, I don't encourage plagiarism. I don't encourage copying someone's stuff and making it your own. That's not what we're doing here. That's why I'm disclosing this up front. Okay, so we're going to try to recreate this beautiful looking website. As you can see, I really like how simple the site looks. It's sort of like a Wix, type looking, type of website. You can see how the text is laid out very nicely. The color contrast is beautiful. All right, so just check out the navigation. It's very easy to navigate, so the user of the site don't have to go to multiple pages, right? It's just a one-page site, and once you click the navigation link over here, it sends you right to the specific section of the website you need to go to. All right, we can go ahead and click contact. It sends us straight to the contact section of the website, so the visitor of the site or the user don't have to go through multiple pages. I really like the layout of the site. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do, or what we're going to try to do, is we're going to try to recreate this website using our own HTML and CSS code. Okay, so in order to make this video shorter, I don't like making extremely long videos. I'm gonna try my best. So what I did was I went ahead and I coded the HTML part of it. Okay, so as you can see here, now if you want to follow along, you could pause this video and you can use this code if you want to. All right, just for practice. The point again, we just want to practice and improve our skills. All right, so if you want to, you can use my code. You can pause the video and you can code the HTML part of it. Okay, so this is what I did. I just didn't want this video to be extremely long. I don't want to do videos past an hour. I just don't like that. So I just went ahead and I coded the HTML part. Okay, so like I said, guys, you are free to use this code. It's just for us to improve our HTML and CSS skills. Okay, now the CSS part we're gonna code from scratch. Okay, but I just went ahead and did this, prep this for us. Okay, so yeah, one thing I will encourage you guys, those of you that are starting to code, those of you that are already maybe a few months into it, it's very important that you organize your coding very nicely. You want to make sure that you comment inside of it. Make sure you use your indentation. It's very important. You see how clean this code is. It's very easy to read, right? For example, this is the navigation area. You see right here, I already put my comment over there, so I know that the navigation area for this side is right over here. So I know this code represents the navigation area, right? You can see the about us, services, sign up, review section. Okay, then I have we got the body. All right, inside of the body we have the body will start like right over here. Now some people some people like to the welcome area, they like to want to place it inside of the header section. People do things the way they want to, but you can follow along with this style of coding. Okay, you can do it this way and it will be okay. Later on, when you become advanced and have a lot of experience, you can do different things. Okay, but starting off, I recommend this structure. Okay, follow this structure. You can have your header up there, the body, the welcome area will start right over here. I usually call this like the welcome area because this is the first part of the site that the visitor or the user will see when they come to your website. So I usually name it the welcome area. You can name it any way you want. If you're using a slider, you can go ahead and name it, slider area, something like that. It's up to you. All right, so we have the about us area. So guys, like I said, you can pause this video and you can code. You can use this code if you want to. All right, so guys, let's go ahead. At this point, we do not have anything in our CSS folder, or let me say our CSS file. Okay, so what we want to do right now is I want to show you two tabs. Okay, one of these tabs here, the tab right here, let me go ahead and delete this guy. Okay, so we have two tabs in here. Okay, on the left hand side is what we are working on right now. Okay, so as you can see, there is nothing in the CSS part of this. I have the CSS. What I did was I displayed it, I juxtaposed the CSS section to the HTML section. Okay, some people just use the tabs and hop from one end to the other, but I like to see it side by side. Okay, so what we have on the left is showing what our work will look like. Okay, this is what we want. This is the final product. We want our website to look like this. Okay, but right now this is how it looks like, and the reason is we haven't styled our HTML yet. So you can see that it looks pretty horrible, right? It's got the text all over the place because we haven't styled it. Okay, so this is what we have right now. I've already added the HTML part. This is what we want our website to look like when it's all said and done. Okay, so take note. So we may be switching back and forth as we go, or we probably spend more time on this end. All right, the other thing is I usually use Visual Studio Code, or let me say, I've really liked Visual Studio Code. So if you're beginner coding as a beginner, I highly encourage using Visual Studio Code. It has a lot of nice features. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the with our CSS section. Okay, so on the right hand side, usually I like to declare some global I call it global declaration, but you can call it any way you want. Global, what it is I want to apply some CSS globally throughout the website. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want all the fonts on the website to be Roboto font. Okay, so you could make that declaration at the start. Okay, so I usually like to start with that declaration. You don't have to put it at the start, but I just like to do it that way. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to say HTML. Okay, I'm going to open my brackets. I'm going to say something like, I want all the fonts on this website, every one of the fonts on there to be Roboto. Okay, and then I want to say, I want to declare my relative font to start off at 15 pixel. Okay, now if you've been doing HTML, you probably must have come across something called REM sizing. I usually encourage that you use that because it helps with making your website look responsive. So to do that, REM is sort of like a relative you know, sizing. You are sizing a specific part of the website relative to, you know, another part. So I declare that part that I want to use to say, hey, I want all the fonts to start default of 15 pixels, right? But then I could resize them relative to this. So I could make it REM, one REM, 2 REMs. You know, the higher you go, the bigger it becomes. All right. So I also want to apply something called a scroll behavior here. Okay, so the scroll behavior, I want it to be smooth. Okay, so what the smooth scroll does is that whenever someone clicks, let's go over to this website we're trying to recreate. When someone clicks over here, we want them to be able to smoothly scroll to specific places of the website. See that? So that's what the smooth scroll does. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and continue recoding. So we're gonna continue from this point. All right. I'm gonna add an overflow X, and I'm gonna say hidden. Okay. So this one here, in case there is some kind of scroll bar, sometimes as you code, a scroll bar can appear at the bottom. We don't need that. So sometimes when I code, it does appear. So I just put this to make sure that it's hidden. Okay. All right. So now we've done with our global declaration. So the next part here is I'm gonna work on the navigation menu area. Okay. So I'm gonna name it. It's very important. I highly recommend that you always name your you always add comments to your code. All right, so I'm gonna say I want this to be called the menu navigation area. Okay, call it the menu navigation area. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with styling this container right here. Okay, so right now the site still looks pretty ugly. Okay, so we're gonna continue right here. We want to style this part here. Okay, we want to recreate the container. Okay, so we're gonna say I'm gonna say menu area. Oh, let me just copy this. It's gonna copy this, copy and paste. There we go. And then I'm gonna say menu area container. I want to say I want the background color. I want the background color to be, we could make, yeah, that should be white actually. I want the background color to be white. So let's make that white. All right, and then I want to say I want the padding top. Let me make that 10 pixels. Okay, and then let's make the position. We need the position to be fixed because we want it to stay in place. Let me make the position fixed because we want the position, we want it to stay in place regardless of where the user of the site is. We want the menu area to stay in place. Okay, then I say I want the width to be, I'm gonna make it 101%. all right, that way we can remove any unwanted space. Let me see how it looks on the front end. Okay, it still looks horrible. All right, we're still not done yet. Let me make the margin top. I'm gonna make it minus 10 pixels, and then I want to text align it right. Okay, and then I'm gonna say the margin left should be say 0.10 px, 10 pixels. All right, we're not done yet. We still have a few more things to style in this area. We're not done yet. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it does look horrible. We're not done yet. Hold on. So one other thing I want to add is let me see, the header ID here. Header ID. This one sometimes is probably not necessary, Z index, but it could come in handy. That way the content does not overlap, you know, the menu area. So I'm going to make the Z index 999 for now, just in case that happens. Okay, it may not happen, but I just usually put that there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and style the text itself. Let me see here. Let me copy this guy and bring him here. All right, this time around I'm gonna go target the text itself. So I'm gonna add the li right after that, and then I want to say I want it displayed inline. Okay, right now it's sort of displayed in a block format, so we're gonna, yeah, it's displayed in block, so we want it to be displayed inline. Okay, this looks a lot better. See that? This one we want it displayed inline, and I want some padding. As you can see, it does need some padding, so let's add padding, right? And I'm gonna make it 35 pixels for now. Now I usually like to use pixels and rem interchangeably, but you know, just take a look at it to see if it's working on the front end. I usually prefer rem, you know, but yeah, let's go do font family, Roboto. Now this one we probably do not need because I have already globally declared that all the fonts should be Roboto anyway, so maybe we don't need that. If we need it, we will add it, but we should not need that. So let's go over to font weight, and let's make that I don't know, maybe 550. I want it to be a little bit bold. Let's go do font size. Let's make the font size maybe 1.1 rem for now, and then I want the color. Oops, just color. I want the color to be maybe black, or maybe a little, I guess maybe black will be fine. Yeah, okay. And then let me close this one right here, and then maybe we add a margin left, and we make it maybe minus 1.5 rem. Okay, something like this. Let me see how it looks on the front now. All right, so guys, you could see that it's starting to take some shape. Okay, it's starting to take some shape now. Looks a lot more better in the menu area. Okay, now you see how it looks sticky now, right? See that? So regardless of where the user is on the website, you could see that the menu stays in place. Okay, if we do not use that positioning, okay, let's say I disable the positioning. Okay, if I do that, it's going to, let me refresh. You see what happened? the menu does show when they first visit the website, but as soon as they start to scroll down, you see how the menu disappears from the, see right there? This doesn't give the user a good experience, okay? Especially if you have a lot of content on the home page. You see, you would need them to click. Let's say they want to go back to service area, they have to scroll all the way up to go click on service. You see that? We don't want that, okay? So we need to make the menu stick. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make this fixed. Okay, so we're done with, well, I think we could also add some hover effect. Right now when we hover over the text, nothing is happening. You know, we wanna apply some hover behavior, you know, to the text. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and copy this right here, and then I want to say we're still in the menu area. Okay, I want to say something like, you know, like, whoops, I want to say something like when it's not being clicked, I do not want any text underlined or something like that. So we want to set text decoration to none, and then we want the color to stay, what color can we use here? I don't know. We want the color to stay black maybe. Well, let me see if I can apply some gradients. Be a gradient of 14, something like that. I don't know. 14. Maybe it's maybe 11. This one is 11. All right, so something like this. All right, and then maybe we want the font weight to be, let's just keep it like that. Okay, so we want it to remain this way when not clicked. Okay, if somebody should click on any one of the links, we want it to behave in a different way. Okay, so when someone clicked on any of the links, let's say we want the color to change to, got to make it a little bit more detailed. So let's say I want the color to be maybe 17 something maybe. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so whenever someone visits the link, we want it to gray out a little bit, right? And then hold on, I forgot to add the visited. All right, so when someone visits the link, we want it to have some, to gray out a little bit. And then let's add some hover effect. Okay, let's add some hover effect. So this time when someone hovers over the links, let me see here, let me maybe apply this one here and then hover. Okay, so I'll say that when someone hovers, I want it to look I want it to look kind of like orange. Let me go ahead and borrow, yeah, this one here, which is FF38. Okay, I'm gonna borrow this color over here. So I'm gonna say I want it to look FF38 3E. I want it to look like that. Alright, and then I want the font weight to remain the same, and like that. Okay, so I think that should do it for our menu area. Okay, so let's see how it did. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Okay, so you see right there, so whenever someone hovers over it, you see how it changes, right? Okay, when someone clicks on it, okay, it has a little bit of a light effect. Alright, now these ones I've already clicked on, so you could see that the colors have already changed. Those I have not yet clicked on look a little darker, because that's what we told them to look, right here. When not clicked, we want it darker. When clicked, we want it to be a little grayed out. So that's what's happening here. And when hovered over, we want it to change to that orange color. Alright, so that does it for the menu area. The next area we're gonna code is this welcome area right here. Okay, so this is where the site is now gonna come alive. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and name this part here welcome area. Welcome area. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Alright, and I'm gonna start off with this class right here. I'm gonna say copy this, and then I'm gonna start to style this part. Now we want a background image, right? I'm gonna use a URL, go like that, and then I'm gonna find the image. The image is already in my folder, so it should say something like a welcome image. Let's go to image, welcome image, PNG. This one is for smaller screen. Okay, welcome image PNG. Okay, good. All right, so we're done with the image part. Let's apply some height to it. Okay, so I'm gonna say I want the height to be, say, 43 rem. All right, and then I want the width, baby, to be, I want the width stretched out, so I want to put maybe 101%. Maybe let's make it 103% maybe. All right, let me see the end of this. Okay, good, this is close. All right, and then I want maybe a margin left, maybe a margin left of maybe -10 pixels maybe. All right, so let's see how it looks now on the front end. Okay, so we could see right here, okay, it's starting to take some shape, but we're not done yet. Okay, we're not done yet. As you can see, some of these texts don't look that pretty, so we got to straighten them up. Okay, the logo also, the logo is not well positioned, but at least we got this part right. It's the site is starting to take some shape. Okay, see right here, this is what we want it to look. Obviously we have a lot of work to do here. Okay, so let's go ahead and style it, make it look better. Okay, so we're done here with this part here. Let's start off with maybe the logo. All right, I'm gonna go after the logo and try to style that a bit. I'm gonna say I want maybe some padding at the top, because it's way to the top, so we want some padding at the top. All right, maybe we want the width of it, we want to reduce it a little bit. It seems as if it was too big in there. All right, so let's see if that took some effect. All right, see right there, that looks a little better. Okay, so we still have some more work to do. let's say we want to work on the let's say we want to work right here on the text. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the text. I'm gonna go ahead, copy this class and put that here. And for the text, we wanted to have a font weight. Font weight of about 400 pixel. I want the font size to have to be 8 rem. I want the color to be white. Okay, we want a white color for that. Maybe we could use a padding on the left. Make it 2 rem. And a little padding at the top to make it 8.5 rem. Alright. And let me see how it looks. Let me see how it looks now. Oh, yeah, we may need to change this to maybe impact. Maybe impact will be better. I usually like Roboto fonts, and I made sure all of them, I use the global declaration. But sometimes if you want your site to look exactly like the one we're trying to copy here, we may need to override that font. Okay, this font looks to me like impact. It has, it looks like impact font. So maybe we got to change from Roboto to impact. Alright, so let's change the font family to impact. Okay. And let's see if that changed something over there. Let's see here. All right, there you go. See, this looks a lot more closer to this one. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one. All right, and then maybe we could say that we want the line height. Let me see if I can add a little bit more coding to style it. Okay, so we can say maybe we want the line height. Let's add a line height of about maybe 1 and see if that can help to make it look better. There we go. Beautiful, guys. We're getting there, right? The site is now coming to life. We're not there yet. We want it to look like this, but hey, we're getting there, right? See, now still we got a lot of work to do, but hey, at least we're done with the welcome area. Looks pretty nice, isn't it? Okay, so guys, this is how I usually test and improve my CSS and HTML skills. I try to recreate what I'm seeing, stuff that I like, I try to recreate. Now, one other thing I need to mention is that as a developer, you have to think about how your website will look on different mobile devices, or I should say different screen sizes. Okay, so you just don't want to code your website only for desktop or laptops screens. Okay, yes, there are lots of people who view websites using desktop and laptop, but there are equally a lot of people who also view your website on mobile devices, especially mobile devices. Okay, so it's very important that you code your website to make it responsive. All right, one of the ways to check how responsive your website look is you could lower or reduce your web browser. Like for example, I could do this, okay, and this is sort of like a good way to test how responsive your website will look. Now you can also use Google developer tools, maybe other software out there, but this is one of the quickest way that I check to see how responsive a website look. Now obviously, as you can see, this website is not responsive, so the welcome area doesn't look responsive because you could see that part of the text is hidden, right? See right there, this text is supposed to be showing and then it's hidden, you see there. So what I usually do when I'm coding is I try to code the responsive part as I'm coding. Okay, now if you want to, you could finish doing the the regular screen size coding and then you can come back and do the responsive, but I want to go ahead and add the responsive part to the code anyway. All right, as I'm going, because I'm going to be doing it anyway, right? So let's go ahead and code the responsive part of this website. We want to make sure it looks pretty neat on mobile device. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a media query, something called media query. Okay, so the media query says media only screen and okay, so I'm gonna say the minimum width, this is what's called a range media query. So I'm gonna say I want this to be 3 pixels and max width, let me move this guy a little bit towards the left. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me move this guy a little bit towards the left. Okay, something like this. So I want to say the max width, should be, let's just say 500. All right, so we're trying to create a range. So I want to say whenever someone is viewing my website within this max width or minimum width, max width screen size, I want my my site to behave this way. Okay, so we're gonna add some styling here. All right, I'm gonna copy and paste this, and then I'm gonna say I want the background image, I want to use a different background image, or maybe we can keep the same one. Okay, let me see. Yeah, maybe we should use a different background image. So I'm gonna say URL. Okay, so I'm gonna say I want to use a different image whenever someone views my website on a smaller screen. So I'm gonna use a smaller welcome image area, small screen. All right, I'm gonna use this one. All right, and let me go ahead and close this out. Okay, I believe I added there we go. All right, so I also want to make the height 20 rem. Okay, so basically we are reducing a lot of things here, that way it will fit on the screen of the on those smaller screens. Let me add the padding left here. Okay, so media queries, guys, is super important. Okay, media query is super important. Let me add a display block. Display, I want it to look in block. Okay, all right, so this is the I'm trying to make it responsive right now. One other thing I need to mention is before you start working on the responsive side of it, make sure you add this meta tag right here in your HTML where it says name, viewport, content width, device width. Okay, initial scale 1.0. Make sure you add this meta tag in your in the head section of your HTML, okay, because that also can help with the responsive look of the website. All right, we're not quite done yet. We still want a few things. Let me see how it looks right now. Refresh. Yeah, still looking even terrible. Yeah, I need to style it a little bit more. You can see that the screen did come. You see, this text is way too big for a mobile device screen, right? So we got to do a little bit more styling in the media query section. All right, so let's say let me go ahead and copy this guy here. Let me copy him and put him over here. And then I want to say something like let me align text. Should I even align text? Forget about that for now. Let me say I want the color to remain white. Well, maybe the color, yeah. Let's just go after maybe the font size only. Yeah, maybe the font size, I want it to be 3.1 rem. Okay, so that way we can make the font smaller. Maybe we might need a little padding at the top. I'm gonna make it 0.5 rem. All right, and then let's say font weight, maybe 800 for now. Okay, let me see how it looks. All right. Okay, so see now it's fitting. It's now starting to fit a lot better on mobile device. Okay, so when it's being viewed like that, we want the text to be bigger. When it goes on a smaller screen, we want the text to become a little, to make it fit. Obviously, we can see the logo is not positioned right, so we want to make it a little bit smaller and move it maybe somewhere over there. All right, so let's go work on the logo. All right, I'm gonna say we want to go after the logo image, and then we want a padding top. Let's make this 2 rem, and we want to make the logo a little bit smaller, so we want to keep it at 17 rem here. All right, let's see how it looks on the front here. Okay, see, it's a lot better. Okay, so we got the image we wanted to use. We have that over here. It's the same image, but I just cropped it that way, like the hand of that person in there, a little bit more of the body is showing inside here. Okay, so it is the same image, but I just cropped part of it because that's the one I want them to see when they're viewing it on a smaller screen. So as you could see, guys, it looks a lot better, in terms of responsiveness. Very important when you're coding that you look at that part. If not, your website will look terrible on smaller screens. Okay, so we could see it right here, and then when it's viewed small, it looks a lot better. All right, so let's go to the next section. We're done with the welcome area. We want to go over to the about us area. Okay, so that's the about us area right here. About us area. I'm going to go ahead and comment this section. About us area. All right, so for that we want to start off with the main container for about us, which is the about us area container. I'm going to copy from the HTML section here, copy right here, paste that over here. Now guys, just so you know, I am not putting I'm not coding the HTML and the CSS all in one file. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. Okay, I have the HTML, I'm juxtaposing both of them side by side. All right, because Visual Studio Code allows me to do that. Okay, but these two are different files. This is my CSS file, this is my HTML file. I'm not coding both of them in one file, so just so you know. All right, Visual Studio Code does let you do this. They let you juxtapose, but you're still coding in different files. All right, so let's go ahead and make the background. Let's make the background color. We want to keep the same color theme, so I'm going to keep this color right here. All right, and with this part here, I am going to try to use the grid system. Okay, I'm going to try to test out the grid system. With the grid system, it's a bunch of rows and columns and stuff like that. Okay, this is why I always encourage you to do exercises like this. Try to recreate websites and exercise your knowledge in HTML and CSS. Okay, so with this one, I'm gonna use a grid, the grid row system. I'm gonna say grid template row, grid template. Can't even type. Grid template rows. I want 3 rows. All right, I want 3 rows, and I want the height to be 40 rem. Let me add a margin top. Just make this like this for now. Let me see how it looks on the front end. I may have to come back and adjust a few things, but let me just put this in there and make this 1.5%. Let me just see how it will look after this. Margin left. This 0.10 pixels for now. Alright, hang on, let me see how it looks on the front end. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Seems to be encroaching in the top part. We don't want that. We want to move this guy down, and we need to style this text. Alright, we want it to look like that. Okay, this is our ultimate goal for this part here. Obviously, we're not looking anywhere close to that yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We're gonna style it. Okay, let me go back and do some more styling. Let's say we want, for the welcome area, the title and subtitle area. I'm gonna copy this. Let's do some work over there. Go here, title and subtitle area. Let's say I want the font weight to be 400 for that area. Let's say I want the font size to be about, let's make it 5.8 rem, and I want the padding let's just give it a bit of a padding at the top and make it look a lot better. There may be some padding on the right. Let's make it, now you can shorthand this. I just like it, my code, to be very descriptive. Oh wait, I should have made this font weight. Font weight. Okay, yeah, I like my coding to be very descriptive. You can always shorthand padding, but I just like it when it looks this way. Maybe it's a personal thing. So let's make the color white, and maybe we can text align it. hold on, let me see how it looks first before I continue. Let's see here. Alright, I think we're getting there. Still got some work to do. Let's make text align. I want to center it. This is why I encourage you to use Visual Studio Code. See, they kind of help you make coding a little bit easier. Font family. I want to enforce impact. Although I globally made it Roboto, but I want to enforce impact. And maybe let's add a line height. Or do we need a line height? We might need a line height. It's not looking that great, but we'll make it work. Let me add a line height for now. Make it 1. Okay. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Should have added H2 here to target. There we go. No wonder why that thing was looking like crazy. Better. Alright. Sometimes I always forget this little guy over here. And then I keep scratching my head like, what am I doing wrong? Like, so you got to be very observant. Alright. That means we're targeting the H2 part. We want to target the H2 of this class. Okay, so if you don't add this, the style will not take effect. Alright, so let's style the other text underneath it. So we're gonna copy the same one. Gonna copy him, and this time around we want to target the H4 part of it. Okay, so we're targeting this guy right here, the text underneath it right here. Okay, and then we want to say that we want the font size to be 1.5 rem. We want it to be smaller than the other one at the top. We want let's text align that to the middle. We want the color to be white as well, and then we want to add some padding. Sometimes it's not needed, but hey, who knows, maybe. Padding left, I want it to be 20 rem, and then I want maybe some padding to the right, also to be somewhere close to that. I don't know, maybe let's make it also 20 rem. See how it happens. Let's make the font weight, want to keep it right around 400. Alright, let's see how it looks. Much better. Alright, so guys, see, we are getting pretty. Oh yeah, we got some buttons here we got to deal with. But hey, you can see that the website is starting to take shape, right? You can see right here. We want it to look like this, and we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. Now we want to try to work on these buttons over here. We want it to look like this. Alright, right now it looks really horrible on our side. So let's go ahead and work on the buttons. And we're going to use the grid system. Okay, for those of you that have been those of you that have started working on HTML, you may have come across the grid system. There is Flexbox. I tend to like Flexbox a lot, and then I later on like the grid system, and then I like Flexbox, you know. So it just pick the style that you feel comfortable with. You know, the main point is we want it to display right the right way. So let me go ahead and comment this area and say something like this part will stand for grid CSS method. Let's see, maybe the black button area. So something like this. All right, I like to comment out so that I don't get lost in my own code. Okay, so bear with me. It's important. You guys should do that, guys. Do that. So we're gonna work on the button area. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this one right here with this class. Let's copy that, and then I want to say that one would need some padding. Usually buttons almost always need padding. Let me start by adding padding to the top. See, sometimes you already kind of have a feel of how it will look, so you start to code it, give it a little bit of a preliminary code. You know, now again, like I said, we're gonna use a grid. We're gonna try to make a grid. Okay, so we're gonna be using templates. I think it's called grid template columns and grid template rows. So what it does is it divides up. Let me go back to what we want it to look like. Okay, so it's gonna create rows and columns. Okay, so we're gonna have maybe about 8 columns here. Okay, something like that, and then maybe 1 row, and in those columns we will place these buttons where we want them to be. Okay, it's a nice way. Usually for those of you that are doing maybe you know, building a website that involves a lot of columns, you know, and rows, maybe to-do list, this method might be best. Okay, I just use it just to improve and test out my skills. All right, you may not have, probably don't need it. You probably could just use the Flexbox to do it, but I just use it just to test my skills. All right, so we're gonna use it. This one's a little bit advanced CSS, but it's not really advanced. I'll probably say intermediate, because you could easily understand what it is. It's just about, you know, writing CSS in columns and rows. All right, so let's go ahead and use a grid system. All right, so we're gonna say grid template columns. All right, and then we're gonna say we want it to repeat 8 times at the size of 70 pixels. All right, and then we also want to use a grid template rows, and then we want them to repeat only once. Oh, sorry about that. That was wrong. See why I encourage you to use Visual Studio Code. We want it to repeat once at 75, at the size of 75 pixels. Well, you see, I encourage you to use Visual Studio Code because as you're coding, if you mess up, Visual Studio Code will alert you. It sort of auto corrects you, and I really like that a lot. You know, because imagine if you code and you're not being auto corrected, and then your website or, you know, your code has a lot of bugs. It could be very painful to try to go through all of them and debug it. So the auto correction is very good. Okay, let me see how it looks right now. We may still have to do some more. So this is what we may have to do, a little bit more work. Yeah, we may have to do more, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this justify content, and then I'll need some space between them, so space evenly. All right, so this is for the container area, the button area. Now we're gonna try to go after each part of it I'm going to start off maybe with the left button. Now, we could probably use one class for all the buttons, but I just decided to give them unique classes. I mean, if you could do it, why not? I just like to be very descriptive with my coding, but you could use maybe one class for all of them. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and style the left part. Okay, the left part. So I'm going to say the background color, we want it to be black right there, and we want the text color, we want that to be white. Okay, and then we want this specific column for this specific button. Let me see, grid column, man, I can't even type. So let's say grid column start. Okay, I want this button to start like from row 2. Okay, and I want it to span grid column. I know some of you may be like, what in the world is this guy? Those of you that don't know too much yet about this part of it, CSS, you might be saying, what in the world is he doing? But hey, you will learn it. If you learn grid CSS, you will understand this. Those of you that are advanced, you know what I'm doing. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying that I want this button to start on row 2. Remember, I declared it to have I want it to start in column 2 and end in column 3. Okay, although you see 4 here, I want it to span all the way to 3, but I just put 4 because that's the rule for grid. Okay, if you learn grid, you will understand this. It does look complicated, but it's actually easy. If you take your time, you will understand how the grid system works. Okay, so that's what we're doing with button 1. Obviously we got to work on the other ones, but you can see what's happening here. So we place this button in this row here, starting at 2 and ending at 4. See right there? Okay, so we're gonna work on the other ones, and then make all of them look pretty neat. Okay, all right. So let's work on the middle button. After that, we can style all of the text. Okay, so middle button, the middle button, make sure your spelling is right. If it's not right, it's not gonna work. Okay, it won't style. Middle button, you know what, maybe we should copy this and then style them the way we want to. Okay, so for the middle button, we want the color to remain white. We want background, but we want it to start on column 4, and we want it to stretch all the way to column 5. Okay, I did put 6, but we're ending at 5. Okay, let's work on the right column buttons. I'm gonna borrow this, and then I'm gonna paste this here, and then I'm gonna call this one the right button. Okay, right button. Okay, and then I want it to keep the same thing, but I want this to stretch from 6, and then I want it to stretch all the way to 7, or do I put 8? But based on the grid rules, if you want it to stretch to 7, you have to say 8. All right, let me see how it looks on the front end. Okay, this is better. So right now the buttons look good, but the text is out of place. Okay, the texts are out of place. We want it to look like this. Okay, you see that it's out of place. So let's go ahead and style the text. Okay, now I'm gonna try to apply this styling to all of the buttons, or I mean, sorry, all the button text. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna say left button. I want to go after the text of the left button, which is right here, the paragraph. Okay, and I also want to go after the text for the middle button. Okay, and I also want to go after the text for the right button. Okay, like that. Okay, so this is how you apply a styling, you know, to all these ones at the same time instead of me separating them. Okay, I probably could have done it with this one, but because of the rows, you know, the columns and stuff like that, I just decided to separate them. Okay, so let's say I want the text align to be centered. All right, maybe we will want the font weight to be, because I noticed the font weight was kind of big, that other one, so let's keep the font weight at maybe 600. Okay, and the font maybe need to be reduced a little to maybe 1.6 rem. 1.6 rem, and let's see how it looks on the front end. Okay, it looks a little better, but it seems like it's in Roboto. The text is Roboto. Well, this one looks a bit like Impact. Okay, so maybe we can enforce the font family if we really want to make it look more, you know, more closer. Or should we just keep it at Roboto? Let me just keep it at Roboto. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so guys, we have coded the button area using the grid system. Isn't that beautiful? One other thing that we haven't done yet is, remember what I told you, right? It has to be responsive. Okay, so let's check and see if this button looks, or this area right here is responsive. Okay, so as you can see, this part tends to be kind of responsive, although the text looks a bit humongous, so we probably should tweak it a little bit. But look at this, the buttons are not even showing. So this is what happens if you don't make your website look responsive. Okay, when somebody views it on mobile device, this is what's gonna happen. That is terrible, right? So let's do something about it. We got to use a media query to do something about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go and start our media query for this section over here. Okay, media query is super important, because without it, guys, it makes it, you know, you gotta display your site well on different devices. I'm gonna use a media query. You know what, let me borrow the media query rule from this side, and we'll just use it. Just gonna borrow from here. Okay, so I'd like to place each media query under each section. Okay, I cannot be writing a long media query like a skyscraper media query, so I like to place each one under each section to make it easy for me to read. All right, so the first part will be the about us. I'm gonna go ahead and go with about us area. So what I'm saying is that whenever someone views my site on a smaller device, mostly on a mobile device, this is what I want the height to look like for that About Us area. Okay, I want to add some padding to the top. You can't do away with padding. Let me see, REM. I want some padding on the left side, just 30 pixels. And I usually like to add this display block thing. Sometimes it's not really necessary, but I just tend to add it anyway. So what we're doing here is we want this area to be responsive. Okay, obviously we have to do a little bit more than that here. Let me hold on. Yeah, we're not there yet. Hold on a minute. I'm just styling the container. Let's go after the H4 part. Okay, so let's do the title and subtitle area. We're gonna go for the H4 section, and we want to reduce the font size, or maybe adjust the font size to 3 rem. Or should we do the H2 first? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Let me add some padding to the left. Add some padding to the right. 6 rem. And maybe this is not necessary, but see, font weight. Okay, let's just go ahead and style. Let's just go ahead and style the H2. Should I borrow this one here? Font weight. The font size, make it 3.8 rem. Let's do padding top. Let's do padding top for rem, and let's do text align. Maybe text align, maybe center. Okay, hold on before we continue. Let me see where we are. All right, there we go. A lot better. But these guys look ugly, right? Still, we gotta fix them. But at least we got this part done, right? So hold on a minute, let me add a little bit. Give me a sec. Don't know if I should make this font family. Maybe let's make it impact. I don't know. All right, and let me add my line height. Line height of 1. Okay, so yeah, the last thing will be the text. The last thing will be the text inside of the the text inside of that button area, right? So guys, we got to work on the buttons. The buttons are still not responsive. they kind of look ugly. Okay, we got the first part, we got to make this guy look ugly. I'm sorry. We got to make this guy look nice. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start working on the buttons. Okay, so I'm gonna say should we start with the text? Maybe the left button text, or should I even grab from this guy? You know what, let me just go ahead and grab this guy. I just don't like to be repeating. Let me go ahead and grab and just use him to. Alright, so I'm gonna go maybe text align, center, font weight 600. Maybe we can make this one rem, make it a little bit smaller. Let me leave the font family a Roboto, and let me add this padding here. Maybe we might need padding 1px. Okay, so that goes after the text for the button. Let me do a little bit of button area. Let me see. Just give me a sec. Let me check this area here. Button area, button area. Okay. See, right now in the laptop desktop view, it's showing in grid. Okay, so we may need to style that area. So right now it's showing in grid this way. The grid means it shows like in a landscape view. Let's go ahead and although it's showing in landscape here, we want to make it look more like a block view, right? A block, so a vertical view is what I mean. Alright, so let's go ahead and style it. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and do it this way. I'm gonna go button area. Okay, I'm gonna say give me a padding to the top. I always like using padding. Okay, and then the display, definitely we want it to be block. So let me just add that first. Well, let me just add that. And then we wanted the padding right. To be rem. Then maybe padding left. Maybe. I'm just throwing some things in there for now to see how it will look. Maybe space around. Okay. Hold on, let me check real quick and see how we are. Okay, it's starting to take some shape, but we still need to adjust it a little bit more. Hold on for me. Let me give it a width. Make it right around 50% for now. Okay. And then let me just hold on, let me see something right here. We still need to adjust it a little bit. I think it needs probably some padding also. Yeah, So I'm gonna say that I want to apply right button. I want to apply some padding, 0.1 rem. Okay, 0.1 rem, 0.1 rem, 0.1 rem. Okay, and then maybe a little bit of margin to the top, maybe. Whatever. Okay, let's see how it looks better, if it will look better. I mean, it could look a little better. Hold on, let's see if we can improve this. Let's see if we can improve this. Should we make this a little bigger? Oh, wait a minute, I made an error over here. So guys, sometimes mistakes is part of how. Let's see this right here. Yeah, I think I missed that. So it wasn't, let me see. Better, much better. I made an error over there, so I fixed it. Let's see here. Much better, much better. All right, guys. Sometimes, hey, it's part of coding. Okay, sometimes you can make a mistake and you come right back at it. All right. So guys, it looks a lot cleaner in terms of responsiveness. See that? Much cleaner. All right, so you could view in the viewing, the landscape view or the desktop laptop view. It's sort of looking like in grid, or sort of like flex inline type look, you know, landscape. But when they view it on a smaller screen, we want it to be in block view. See, this looks a lot prettier. Okay, the reason is if we try to make a landscape here or grid, the space may not be enough. You know, for people with big thumbs, this will probably be best for them. Okay, all right, so guys, let's proceed to the sign up area. We want it to look like this. Oh, is this sign up area? Wait a minute, are we going to sign up area also? Oh, I'm sorry, I think the service area rather, not sign up area. Oh, is this sign up area? Work out service area. I think I should work on the, yeah, this is more like services. Okay, now these people use dummy text on their website, but we could just call this part services area, right? I mean, let's just call that part services area. So I'm gonna, yeah, that's what I called it, services area. Workout routine. Workout routine. All right, guys, so we still have some more work to do on our end. Okay, our side is not quite there yet. We want it to look like this. Okay, we've done so far the menu, the welcome area, we've done the buttons, you know, for this part here, and this part is still not styled, so we're gonna go work on that side. So that's gonna be our services area. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and comment. First. I'm gonna say this is services. Workout routine area. Oops, that's not for CSS. All right, guys. So to do that, we're gonna start off with the image background. Okay, as you can see right over here, they have an image background. So we need the image background, and then we can style the other ones, along with it. Okay, so I'm gonna say let me copy this class right here, or let me see if these guys will help pull it out for me. Oh, they didn't. Okay. So that will be services area. Copy right here and paste. So that'll be services area, and I want the background image. Background image URL, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to resources, images, and I need one for like workout. Yeah, okay, I think that should do it. Yeah, that's the image. All right, so we now have our image, the background image set. If we go over there and look, you'll see that the background image is showing now. See right there? But we still have a long way to go. The height is too short. We got some text we need to style and all that, but we're getting there. We're gonna do it. All right, let's set the height to be, let's say 50 rem. Then display. So now we can also use like flex as well. If you want to, you can use a little bit of grid, you could use a little bit of flex. Okay, again guys, the purpose of this video is not just to copy someone's stuff. Okay, we are using this to train ourselves. Okay, we're using it to make our CSS and HTML skills better. We're not gonna take someone's stuff and call it ours. So take note of all the different CSS styles that I'm using and try to see if you can learn more about it. About the flex method, the grid method. This one I'm gonna use flex for display. It's gonna work. They all could live together in the CSS world. Okay, so let me add a padding left to rem. Maybe make the width. Whenever you make a width 100, it's gonna stretch the content across from end to end. Okay, sometimes I do add a little bit of maybe 103 in case there's some spacing that I don't need, so it will override it. Okay, let me add some margin left here. Okay, another way I do that is I will use a negative number, and it works. Okay, that way I could clean up any extra space on the side. Okay, let's see how we're doing right now. Okay, there we go. So the height has been applied. We've made sure that the images is from end to end. Okay, we still have a ton of work to do here. Okay, so when I apply the flex, you could see that it broke this thing up into 2 columns. Okay, this is another substitute for the grid system. Okay, if you don't want to use the grid system, you could use the flex system, the Flexbox, and use the flex method, along with the grid system. But whichever one you feel comfortable with. I just tend to use different ones just to sharpen my CSS skills. That way I don't forget. So I may use flex somewhere else, maybe somewhere else I may use a grid system. Alright, so this portion I'm going to be using the flex, and what it does is it lays out your divs in a landscape. You see how it flexes. Like if I don't apply the flex, this part here will be underneath this part. Okay, obviously we have to style the text because it's black right now. So the flex will allow you to arrange the divs in that kind of landscape, type of, way, column. Okay. All right. So let's go back right here, and we want to let me see, which part should we go after? Maybe this title part over here. Okay. Remember, we want it to look like this guy over here. Okay, so let's go ahead, and right now it doesn't look that great. Okay, let's go ahead and do some styling for the description, title, and subtitle. Okay, I'll call it description, title, subtitle. Yeah, you can name it anything you want, guys, as long as you can recognize it. Okay, so I'm gonna go description. You know what, let me go ahead and copy this one right here. Description, title, copy. Description, title, and subtitle. Maybe let's make the width 50%. Make the text align. I'm gonna make it left. I'm gonna make the padding 5 rem. Maybe padding right. Okay, just to give it a little bit room on the right side. All right. And then so this is the container that holds that area. Okay, so I wanted to style the container a little bit, and then after that we're gonna style the text inside of the container. All right, so we're gonna go after the H2 one first. And then we want that color to be white, so it will contrast. I think white will be, oh no, wait a minute, I think they had theirs orange. Okay, all right, so we want that color to be orange, so let's go back to that theme color right here, and then we want the font weight, or maybe font size, that one is pretty big, so we're gonna make it Arial. First one, the Arial for now. Let me make the font weight 700. Then maybe the line height can also be helpful. I always remember to add that. Okay. Why don't we just go ahead and do the H4 part? Let me see. Why don't we just go ahead and do the H4 part? I'm gonna make the color white for the H4 because that's what it was. Let's just use FFF. That's that one I always remember. FFFF, right? FFF, yeah, it's white. It represents white. font size, we want it to be a lot smaller, so we're gonna go 1.5 rem for that. We probably don't need a line height for that. Okay. Service description area. Okay, so this is the right side. Let's see how it looks before we continue. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know, should we make it look impact? Maybe we should use impact. Yeah, because right now it looks like it's using Roboto. Let's see, font family. Let me apply impact. See how it looks on impact. Yes, looks a little bit too thick. Let me reduce the font weight to maybe 400. See how it looks. Okay, it's a little better. Alright, so now let's go work on the right hand side. Alright, let's work on the right hand side. I usually call that service description area. So service description area is right over here. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna put that right here. Service description area. I'm gonna say the color. We're gonna use our theme color right there. I want the font size to be 1.2 is okay. Let's make the font weight 900. And let's make the line height. We probably don't need a line height. Forget that for now. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it looks okay, but it's not exactly the same as this one, right? See, we want it to look pretty close to this. You could see that the title has the orange. Okay, so so we could see this is how we want it to look like. Ours is not looking like that. So let's give it a little bit more styling to make it come close to it. Okay. So where are we now? Okay, so let's go ahead and style the right side. Okay, so for the right side we're gonna use description, service description area, but this time we're gonna go after the text itself. So I'm gonna go H2. Alright, and I want the color to remain our theme color. Alright, and then I want the font size to be 2.1 rem. I want the font weight to be 900, and we probably don't. I guess we can leave it like that. Okay. And then I want. Let's go after the. Let's go after the H4. I named it H4. The H4 is the text underneath it, which we want the font size to be white. I said font size, my bad. Font color. So we now want the font size 1.3 rem. And then we want the font weight pretty bold. All right, and let's see how it looks. Beautiful. Well, not quite exact. Seems to be stretching itself. See, this part looks okay, but this text is a bit too stretched out. By the way, I'm using dummy text in here. Okay, again guys, we're just practicing, so don't worry too much about the content over here. We're just practicing. Okay, we probably need to make this guy, because you could see that, you see right over here, this one, it seems to be touching the edge of it. All right, so let's say, how do we fix that? How do we fix that? Description and title area, service and description area. How do we fix that part? I think we can make the width make it 50% maybe. Make it half and see what happens. Let me apply some padding. Apply some padding to the right. Padding right 5 rem, and then padding left 5 rem. Okay, see if this one will make it better. There we go. There we go. Looks much cleaner, right? Much better. Guys, we're making it. Okay, we're getting closer and closer. We almost, well, we're not almost done. We still have a few more to go. All right, so you can see right here, right? We're kind of getting close. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Let me add a little bit more padding to the right. See how it will look. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay, right? It's okay. All right. Yeah, as you can see right there are some things that are missing. Okay, you can see that the right side of it is completely missing, so we're gonna style using media queries to pull those things up on a smaller screen. Okay, so I'm gonna go and say let's write a media query. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me go ahead and borrow the one I wrote up here. We're trying to make this video short, not too long. It's already a long video anyway, but alright, so I want to use this one, and let me go and borrow let me borrow this area right here. Copy this area and we're gonna paste. So we're gonna keep the same image. We're gonna make the height, let me make the height 80, because we're gonna have a bunch of stuff showing up in there. Let's include a padding top. Include a padding top 2 rem. Let's include a padding bottom. Pattern bottom of 2 rem. Let's make the padding left. You know what? We got to display the display. We want it to be block. Okay, we want the display to be block. Padding left. Let me reduce that to 1 rem. We clean these guys out for now. Okay, so we got a height of 80. Padding top, padding bottom, padding left, display block. I don't want a repetition of the image, so I will say background repeat. And the description, title, and subtitle. So this will be description, title, and subtitle, H2. Okay. And wait a minute, let me add a width to that guy over here. All right, let's go to hold on, let me see. Help out. Let's make the color of this guy white. Let's make the font size font weight. Maybe line height. Don't know if that will be necessary, but okay. And then for the service description area, you want the width to be 70%. Hold on, let me see how we're looking in front. Okay, much better, much better, much better. Much better. Make the font weight 400 here. Then we want padding. Top. All right, guys. So this, whoops, what did I just do? Hold on a minute. Okay, good. So let's see here. Much better, right? Looks much better responsive wise. Looks much better. Okay, so like this. and like that. Very important that your site look responsive. All right. Let's go ahead and work on the sign up section. Did we work on the sign up? Hang on a minute. Service area. Okay, service area. So now we're gonna do wait a minute, let's see here. Hold on a minute. Okay, we want to do the so we just worked on the responsive side. We made it look responsive. Let me see here. All right, now we're gonna work on the sign up section. Okay, so the sign up section, let's go ahead and start. Let me comment this part out. This is why it's super important to comment within your code, because sometimes you can even confuse yourself if you don't have comments in there. So all right, so the next part we're gonna do is the comment section. I should say that's not the comment section. The next part we're gonna do is gonna be the sign up area. Okay, so sign up, let me go ahead and copy sign up area. Sign up area. I want the background to be our theme color. I want this to display as flex, and I want the height to be 51 rem, and margin left to be just in case there is some space. Yeah, I'd like to remove that space. Okay, so this is the container for the sign up area. This right here, all the way down here, we just styled the container. Okay, I'm now gonna go to the left side of the sign up area, which is this part right here. Let me go to this one. You see right here, we're gonna do this part. We just style the container. We want to start off on the left side, and then we'll come to the right side image. All right, so let's go ahead and go, and I'll say that I want the left section width to be 50%, and then I want it to have a padding left of 4 rem. Okay, and then we also notice there are some text messages. There are some text. I saw some text over there. Hold on, let's see how. There we go. Okay, so we can see here. Look at that. Okay, so you see how powerful Flex is. Flex will once you do Flex, it will automatically shift the column looking view and make it, it's sort of like in a horizontal way. So it moves it from here to the right side. If there are 3 of them, it will move the 3rd one to this side. See right there? That's how Flex make it super easy. That's why sometimes I like Flex. Okay, so it's almost like you don't even have to code to position the image. By just displaying a Flex, it will move this guy to the right for you, which is pretty cool. All right, if we don't go Flex and we go, or we display, we disable, if we disable the Flex, guess what happens? Or the display Flex rather, if we disable the display Flex, this is what happens. Okay, so you see even the image is kind of like missing. You see the image is not even there no more. Okay, so this is why we got to display, use flex. How, this is how flex could be very useful. All right, so let me go ahead and refresh, and then there we go. All right, so we're gonna go after some text over there. I'm gonna copy this H2. I want the text to be white. I want the font size to be 5.7 rem. I want the font weight 900. Maybe we don't need a line height. Okay, let me correct this right here. Let's see what we got here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay. So we still have some work to do. This guy is looking pretty nice, right? It's almost like we don't even have to touch him, but we got to work on the left hand side a little bit more. Let me see here. H2, this will be, let's do the H4. Let's go ahead and do H4. So for H4, we want to remain white with the color. Reduce the font to 1.5, and the weight, we can keep that the same. Okay. See how it looks right now. Much better. Okay, we still have to work on the sign up today. See right here, it's got the sign up today button. So we're not quite done yet. We got to work on that area. All right. Let me go ahead and work on that area. So let's go sign up button. Let's go and do the sign up button area. I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna say I want it to have a background color of black. I want the background color to be black, and then I want the border radius. So the border radius allows you to apply that rounded looking the border radius allows you to apply that round looking feel to the box. Okay, it applies it to the edges. All right, so 18 rem. Let me add a padding to the top, maybe 1 pixel or maybe 1.5 pixel, something like that. Then padding bottom, maybe 10 pixel. Okay. All right, let's see how it looks right now. Let's see. Oh, beautiful, but the text is not showing. Okay, so we want to make the text white to contrast, maybe center it, so that it will show over here. All right, so let's go ahead and we want to style the text to be the paragraph text. We want that color to be white, and we want the font size to be 1.7 rem, and we want the text aligned. We want it in the middle. All right, let's see how it looks. And that looks a lot better. Yeah, that's okay, right? I don't know if we should make it smaller, make it bold. That's fine. That looks good. All right, so now we need to apply some media query to make it look responsive. Okay, as always, see right there, it's a little bit off. A little bitty off. Okay, let me make this image, I don't know if it's exactly 50%, but let me make this image make that image. Say I want the width to be maybe 50%. Okay, maybe we don't need that, but yeah, that moved it a little bit towards the right, I think. Yeah. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and make this part a little bitty responsive. Okay. Let's write some media queries for the sign up area. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this one that I wrote over here. Okay, so for that one, let me go ahead and borrow or should we just go ahead and write it? So for the sign up area, whenever somebody view it on a mobile device, smaller screen, we want to keep the color the same. Maybe we don't need to declare this color one more time, right? Because we've already declared that here. So let's forget about color. We've already declared that. So let's go over to height. Let me see there. You see a padding top, 3 rem. See padding left, 2 rem. Display. I guess maybe we will want this in a block. Anytime you are doing responsive query, media query, you want to use a lot of block, okay, because mostly people view stuff often on responsive screens in block view. Let me see, none, and then maybe let's make the width okay. Then maybe we can make the H2. Hold on, let me see something. All the way down here. Okay, we got a little bit more work to do over here. All right, so let's make the left section H2. Gonna make the color white. Gonna make the font size 900, really bold. Then we want a padding left, 1 rem, padding right, 1 rem, something like this. Okay, and then let me make this one left section. Let's make that a width of about 75 maybe. Let's just see how it looks. Okay. Okay, well, I guess this one is a little. Guys, we need to style this a little bit more. It's not looking where we want it to look like. So let's let me go ahead and work on the go ahead and work on this area here. Sign up button area. So we got a sign up button. You want the background color to be black. We want the border radius. I guess we could leave the border radius the same, maybe 16 pixels, but maybe if you want to make it look different. Width maybe 19 rem. Got padding top. Pixel, padding bottom. Okay, let me go ahead and do text. The text is gonna be, I want the color to be white. The font size to be 1.3 rem, then text align. I want to center it. Okay. I think this review section, yeah, this image is humongous. It could be interrupting. Hang on a minute, let me see what we can do here. top forum. Yeah, I think the review section is sort of, I have to adjust that part for it to fit in there. It's just out of shape right now. Oh, okay. I think we need to this part is probably too short. Okay, I see where the problem is. Let me go ahead and make this height 100. Yeah, it's a bit short. I was like, what? Wait a minute, I think that should solve that issue. There we go. Yeah, that solved it. There we go. So yeah, this part was a bit too short. I had it at 50. I raised it to 100, and it pushed this text down. So this looks a lot better. Okay. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and see. Okay. Yeah. So it's looking good in desktop view. It's looking pretty good in mobile view. All right. So we now have the review section. We got this part here, and then we got this part here, and we're done. Okay, so we got this review section. As we can see, ours has not yet been styled. So let's go ahead and start working on the review part. Okay, sometimes guys, coding, you could get a bit frustrated, and like, you're doing something, you're doing everything you can, but something doesn't look right. But it's all part of learning. The frustration, the errors. Sometimes you make some errors. Let me make this review testimonial area. It's all part of the learning process, because once you fix it, you become better. It's almost like you become an expert, right? So don't be afraid when you make error. Just go back and make sure you have a habit of fixing whatever has gone wrong. All right. And if you have that attitude of fixing the wrong things, you will be awesome. You will become a master, an expert at it. All right. So we're gonna go over this time around, guys. We're working on the review section. We want it to look like this, something close to this. Okay, don't pay too much attention to the text in here. I know it looks like dummy text. We just trying to improve our CSS skills. So the layout and the look is what matters to us. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and start off with testimonial. Let's see. What I did was I made this one stand on its own as a div. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that first. Okay, I'm gonna say background color, I want it to be black. I want a margin top, I want it to be -4x. Okay. I want the padding top to be 0.1 rem. Then I want the width to stretch all the way to stretch all the way. All right, and then I want the margin left also take away any excess space. All right, and then so that's the container of the title area. All right, I want to also style the content inside of it, or I should say the text inside. So I'm going to make that color inside white. Gonna make it white. Gonna make the font size 4.8. Oh, wait a minute. Then maybe we can hold on, let me see if we need to see where we are. All right, yeah, it looks like it's left aligned. Let's make it text align center. Make it text align center. Okay, that looks better. All right. We've still got a few more styling to do. So now we're gonna be working on the testimonial text area. I did have a container, a div container to hold that section. So let's start off by styling the container. Okay. I want it to display in Flex view. So we want it to display in Flex. We want the height to be 30 rem. We want the background color to be black. We want the margin top. I don't know. Let me see what happens if I make it. I don't know if this is too much, but no, let me see. Width 104 maybe. Then maybe margin left. I want it to be this is the testimonial text area. That's the container to hold it. All right, usually we don't see a lot of hold on, let me see. Okay, yeah, I did show this area right here, the flex. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, it did flex well. Good. Okay, so we want to get rid of all these, you know, and stuff like that. We want to work on the we want to work on the text area. All right. Make this a little bit large. All right, guys, we're still working on it. So what I did was I classed them. I divided them up, one on the left hand side. And then I had the middle section and then the right hand side. Okay, so sometimes you can apply one styling to all of them. Sometimes you want to, you know, divide them up and style them differently. You know, I'm kind of very descriptive in my coding, but if you feel you can apply one coding to all of them, it's up to you. You know, sometimes I want to style certain parts. Maybe in the future you want to make that part different, so you want to break them up, you know, padding right, I mean padding left. You want to break them up and you know, style them the way you want to. Add a padding top of about 2.5 rem. Okay, so that does it for the left hand side. I'm going to work on the container for the middle section. Okay, middle testimonial. Let me just go ahead and copy this. Okay, so this is for the middle. I want the width to be 35, padding right. Yeah, kind of about the same thing. Okay. And then let's say for this section here, copy. Oops. This section here. So for example, this is what I mean. Maybe this time around I want to make this guy 30%, right? So I may have to break them up. If I'm not breaking them up, I could just apply the same CSS to this by, you know, adding a comma here and then adding it, you know, over there. But I'll show you how to apply CSS. I think I did previously. You can apply one CSS to the same CSS to different parts of your website. All right, guys, so I think we are pretty done with the section areas, but we have to style the text, you know, to make them look to make them contrast. Let me see what we have here. All right, there we go. So the text, you could see that we got to work on this area right here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. And then so this is the we're gonna try to apply, let me see, testimonial, left section, H3, testimonial, middle section, H3, and then let me move this guy a little bit to the, then we're gonna add the testimonial right section, H3. Okay, so I'm gonna do, this is a sample of how you can apply one styling to different parts of your site. Okay, so I'm saying that for these parts, I want them all to take this same style here. Okay, see that? Okay, and then let me do this same thing here for the H4s. Okay, this way it makes it easy to read. Okay, so we want the H4s to also, well, actually we need to change the color for the H4s. We want to apply our theme color. We want that, wait, sorry about that. We want to apply our theme color, which is this one. So in the, we want that the title part, the bigger one, to have white. We want the other part to have the orange color. All right. Okay, so let me keep this maybe at 1.7 and something like this. Let's go see what we've done so far. Beautiful. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too big. Let me bring this. Well, we want the name. Well, it looks good. It looks good, right? What do you think? What do you guys think so far? We're getting close. We're getting closer and closer. So let's write some media queries to make sure that this part looks responsive. Okay, as you can see, it's almost trying to take a responsive look, but not quite. The third column is hidden, right? See right there, it's hidden. So we don't want it that way. We want it to look a lot better. So let's write some media query to display it better, okay, on mobile. Okay, it's not looking good. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna try to borrow this media query stuff here. It's right here. Copy. Okay, so in my media query, I want testimonial area. Whenever someone sees this part on mobile, I want it to display in block. Then I want the height of it to be roughly 65 rem, and the background color, I would like that to stay the same. Maybe we might need some padding left. How it will look on the front end. Then maybe we may have to come down and hold on a minute, let me check something real quick. Yeah. Testimonial left section. Let's go to testimonial. Middle section. So I want the width 85, some padding on the right. What can we do without padding in CSS, man? Padding left. Sometimes I don't like to use shorthand because I tend to sometimes forget where the top section is, you know, the right section is, you know, so I like to be more descriptive. So hang on a minute, let me see what we have here. Much better. Okay, this is why the block view is always good. Okay, maybe we can add another line here if you want to, but I will just move on for now. At least it looks pretty responsive, right? So it looks like this, and when they view it in mobile, it looks something like that. Alright guys, oh man, I did not want this video to be this long. So let's go ahead and do this contact section. Let me move this guy here. I did not want this video to be this long, but we're almost done. This is the last part we're gonna be working on, and that's a wrap. Okay, this is the last part. Maybe the footer, but it's not much in the footer. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and do the contact us section. Okay, this will be the last part, and then we are good to go. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and comment to let myself know this is contact us area. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go after the parent right here, the parent div, and then I'm gonna say that I want the background image the background image is what we want it to be. This, the guy, you know, exercising right here. Okay, so let's make it let's go to my resources folder, see if I can find something about contact us, maybe. Yeah, right here, contact us image area. Okay, all right, then I want the height to be 50 rem. Then I want the margin top to be, is it 9 pixels or then I want 4 rem. I usually use this negative numbers to clean up any excess space that I don't want. So anything like after 0 will help you remove any excess spacing. Or let me make this guy 1 rem in case there is a background repeat, no repeat. Wait a minute. All right, we don't want any repeat. Okay, I'm gonna make the width okay. This one, let me just add that contact us content. I'll set that with 40%. All right, now we want to work on the hold on, let's see how it's looking. We want to work on the, there we go, that's our background image displaying. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and work on the titles and stuff, the H2s and paragraphs. All right guys, we're getting there. We want it to look like this, something close to this. Right now it's not looking that great, but we're getting there. Okay, let me go work on the H2 section. I want to keep the H2 as our theme, orange color. Font size is 6.6. I'll make it that way. Let me make the font weight. Then maybe we can add a line height. Okay, so this one, we're targeting this one right here. Now let's write a code to target the second part. Contact us content paragraph. Make the color white. And font size 1.7 rem. All right, so let's go ahead and check the what we have done so far. Ooh, that's nice, right? I mean, it's not exactly like that, but we came pretty close. You might want to change this guy to maybe impact. Right now it's in Roboto. Okay, so maybe let's change the font family to impact maybe. Pretty close. Maybe we could reduce the font weight to maybe 400. That should do it. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, make this maybe 1.5. all right, guys, so let's go ahead and write a media query for the contact us area, guys, and then we are done. Maybe we can write something for the footer too, but this should be the end of the video. Man, I can't believe this video is this long. But guys, I hope you're enjoying this and you're learning something. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and do this. So we want the contact us area content to contact us area, contact us content. Let's work on the H2 part. On the color, yeah, let's just keep the color that same. Let's work on the font size, 5.6 rem. Make it a little bit smaller. Font weight, make that maybe 500. Then maybe in case it needs a line height, we'll set it at 1. All right, and then let's go ahead and do the contact. This is for the contact us header. All right, maybe I'm gonna put this one here on top of it to make it which part should we work on? hold on a minute, let's see what we got in the front. Oh wait, we're doing media query, so maybe we don't have to do much. It's lining up nicely, right? Probably don't have to do much. Let me just add a few more styling to it. Let me add a few more styling to it. Maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, maybe we should not, because it's lining up very nicely. Okay, the paragraph. Okay, maybe we can make. Just make the font size 40. It looks like it's lining up nicely, so we may not need to do much here. Let's see it, and yeah, looks beautiful. Guys, this is it. Okay, this is it. I don't know if you want us to style the footer. Like, he has the footer here black right here with a white text. Ours is white with a black text. So let's just finish it off, right? We started it. Let's finish what we started. So guys, this is the contact us area. Let's just go ahead and do the footer and finish this thing off. Man, this is a long video, man. I don't but I just hope you guys found it, you guys found it useful, or you learned something. If you learned something, that's what it's all about, guys. I know, at least I've done. If you picked something up to improve your skills, that's what this video is about. It's not just about copying someone's stuff, but it's just to improve our skills. All right, so we're gonna go after the footer and style it a little bit. Let me add some styling to it. So, or pause this video and style the footer. See how you can, how you can do. I go background, color. I'll keep it up black. Add some padding. The bottom margin, bottom. Let's make that 0.10 just to clean up any space. Let's make this width. Put 104 for now. Then maybe if there is a margin left. Let's make that like that. Alright, and then we want to make, hold on, let's see where we are. Alright, so we're able to make the bottom black, but the text is not showing because it's in black. So we want to make sure we style the text. Footer, paragraph, just make the color white. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Let's see how it looks right here. Oh, there's beautiful. So you can link this text to anything you want to. Well, it's supposed to link with the terms and agreement. So guys, we are done. What a marathon, right? This is our website compared to the one we wanted to look like. This is the website we were working to recreate with HTML and CSS. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, and this is what we did. Alright, let me refresh one more time. This is what we did right here. Okay, so it's not bad, right? That is pretty close, right? See that? So we were able to recreate this website to make it look like that. Okay, very good way, guys, to practice and improve your skills. Okay, we can also see there's a smooth scrolling there. Okay, now for the smooth scrolling, later on I'll do another video to show you how to do this smooth scrolling, but it's very simple. Alright, you just make sure that you have your HTML, you know, your links with a ref right there. Okay, so you want to ID each section. Okay, so for example, let's say we want to scroll them over to the About Us area. We add an ID of About Us, and then we link it right here in the links for the menu area, and then make sure that you add this CSS that says scroll behavior smooth. Okay, that way you have that smooth effect. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you picked something. You know, you learned something from it. If you do, like and subscribe. Let me know that you like content like this so that I can take my time to make more of it, because it's pretty exhausting, man. It's you know, I thought it would be max about an hour, maybe an hour 30 minutes, but this thing is you know, quite it took quite some time, but I'm just happy we were able to complete it. All right, so thank you for watching this video. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.